I've been reminded to... okay, so now we are live. Okay, perfect. Hey, everybody. I'm sorry that we're a little bit late. I think...
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry that we're a little bit late. I think...
Okay, how am I supposed to read the comments if that happens?
Just turn down the volume.
Oh, that's very simple, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, hey, everybody, thank you for waiting for us. I think from next time, we'll be more specific about our starting time. It should be 10 past the hour, not on the hour, because there seems to be a pattern with our start times. So thank you, everybody, for waiting for us and for being here today. As you'll see, I have a new co-host today. This is Joao.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, I think the camera switched to you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so Joao is our resident Portuguese manager, and he's been helping us grow our Portuguese community in a very, very impressive way. And on Saturday next week, we'll be having our second in-person event in Portugal. We had the first one in December last year. I think it's exactly 6 months to the day between the two events. It was the 7th of December that we did in Lisbon, and it will be the 7th of July that we do in
June.
7th of June. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly 6 months, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll be doing 2 events a year in Portugal. So in the summer, we'll do one in Porto, and in the winter, we'll do one in Lisbon. So you can expect us to be back in Portugal in December. So today we're doing our monthly roundup to recap everything that happened in May. May was a very, very busy month for us with lots of new features launched, and also to discuss what's going to be happening in June and the future. So I would like to start by talking about some new features that we've added. The most exciting one that everyone has been looking forward to is instant funding. So we launched last week our instant funding program, and a lot of companies have been doing this recently, actually. But I believe that the one that we've created is something very different from what the competitors have in the market. So I'll spend a couple of minutes to talk about that, and then we can just go from topic to topic and check some messages. I'll turn my volume down so you don't have to hear an echo. So the instant funding that we launched. So there's like 2 types of instant funding, I would say. The first type is one that has been around for years already. And these are quite expensive, in my opinion. You know, if you want a 100K account, it's going to cost you well over $2,000, maybe even 3. And this kind of defeats the objective of funding, right? So if you've got that much money, why do you need funding? So a lot of the risk is then put on you, the trader. But with the newer models that are coming out, they are so cheap, but also so hard in the sense that you may not even be able to get a payout. And if you do, you probably only get 1 out of them. So these are like 2 extremes. And usually the best products are somewhere in the middle. So this is what the path that we've decided to follow with PipFarm's instant funding. So we are a little bit more expensive than the budget ones, but as mentioned, they're very, very hard to navigate the rules. And then we're lower priced than the way more flexible ones. So we've found that sweet spot in the middle, which I believe will be appealing to the biggest variety or the mass market of traders who want an instant funding model. So if you haven't already checked it out, I suggest that you guys go take a look, because this idea that instant funding programs are so overpriced that it makes no sense to seek any kind of funding. And also the other expectation or assumption that they're just so hard that there's no point in even trying, redefined, I guess you could say. So I suggest that everyone takes a look at those. And also, you said Alex is doing he's broadcasting it on our Discord or his Discord?
No, my Discord.
On your Discord,
yeah,
okay.
Our Discord in this case.
But in Portuguese?
Yes.
So he's translating?
Yeah, it doesn't really need to translate because majority of the people understand.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's doing a live stream, I think.
Okay, cool. And then we also have Raul. So I'm going to say hi to Raul, who joined us full-time last month after we spent a month traveling South America and also the US and Puerto Rico. So he's now working with us full-time and doing an amazing job. We have a Spanish YouTube channel. we have our first Spanish podcast launched, and you can expect weekly podcasts in Spanish. And if you don't already know, and I assume if you're a Portuguese member of our community, you do already know, Joao also is the host of our Portuguese YouTube channel, where again, we have almost every week podcast with different traders from Portugal. And soon, I guess we'll have some guys from Brazil too.
Yeah, let's see. We hope so.
Yeah. Raul is also translating this into Spanish. And if you haven't watched our podcast with Raul, he shares this incredible story where how he discovered how he can translate so perfectly and so fast, because the response time of his translations it's like using AI. Like his translation capabilities are AI quality. So he was actually translating audio books on tape, cassette tapes. I think it was, whenever they existed, of ICT. Was it cassette tapes? Maybe that's too old. Probably CDs. So yeah, it was CDs. So he was translating CDs of ICT from English into Spanish for his friends. And while he was doing that, he realized I can do this so well. And then this is what he's now doing right now for us. So I'm so grateful that we get to share all of this to a much wider audience in different languages. And I expect that soon we'll have even more languages. So very cool stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's start with some questions. Do we have any questions from Raul? So he's also collecting questions from our Spanish community too. Okay, no questions from Raul.
Yeah, so we have a couple of questions here. So it's okay to ask?
Yeah, let's go.
So first question is, when is it going to be available merging accounts?
Yeah, when is actually quite a hard one to answer, but it feels like because of our payout schedule, where you have one payout per week per account, traders who want to increase their funding by just adding smaller challenges, this is kind of counterintuitive. So it's an administrative task, and it does increase the workload of the support team quite a lot. So it's definitely something that will happen this year, but to give an exact date is quite hard. But the only thing I can promise for now is we'll do it this year for sure. And I know that there are 7 months left, which is not very soon, but this year for sure we will have merging accounts. Too many people have asked for it, so I don't really have a choice.
Yeah, it's a good idea. It's a good idea, definitely.
So, and I'll explain a little bit more about why it takes so long to do something like this, because it may seem like something really easy. So as we add more features and more challenges, there is this now issue that you need to have backwards compatibility for everything that you add, right? So every new feature then needs to support all the features that we already have, and you start to get this incredibly complex product. And then with the merging of accounts, we also have the issue of having many different challenge types, right? So how do you merge a trailing drawdown account with a static drawdown? How do you merge a static drawdown with 6% and a static drawdown with 9%? Like, how do you merge all of those things? So there needs to be so many business rules. All of them need to also be clear for traders. All of them need to be clear for the support staff. So it's actually really complicated to add something like this, because you may just think that you just add them together, but from a technology perspective, there's actually so much that goes into it.
Yeah, makes sense. Another question that we have is very, very interesting and is related to instant funding. So if there is going to be an instant funding with a static drawdown?
There could be. There could be, because definitely people would like it. For now, we're going to stick for at least 2-3 months just to see how everything goes with this instant funding model. Then we can consider having something static. But for me, I like to gradually introduce new things so that we don't overload traders, we don't overload the support team, and we don't overload the developers, because everything you introduce increases the overall complexity of the business. So this is why it's important to do everything gradually. Even if I could make this in a week, actually, I could probably make it in less than a week. It doesn't make sense to, again, just throw all of this new stuff on top of the organization.
So another question from our good friend Pedro.
Hey.
Because he's stuck in rank 5, man. He's asking, when is rank 6?
Rank 6 will be sometime in June. So this is actually one of the June updates that I have. So we can segue towards this. So one of the new features coming in June will be the addition of rank 6. And what do you get? Because rank 5 is pretty cool, yeah?
Yeah.
So 99% profit share. Nice, yeah. We're going to also have a $1,000 gift voucher when you get there. We will also have 0 commissions. That's actually the main thing, because already the leverage is increased. Already the payout is weekly for everybody. So there isn't much more we can give except for a higher profit share.
Yeah. Yeah. Pedro is targeting that rank 6 now.
Yeah. And one of the questions is, how much XP do you need to get there? And the answer is 300. And when we launch it, of course, we're going to have a special offer to help you guys get more XP.
Yeah. Pedro is very near to the 300 XP. Let me check. How many XP Pedro has? I saw it today. 242.
242.
Yes.
So he'll probably already be rank 6 by the time this is added.
Yeah, probably.
So also, I would like to give an update about the trading competition, because if you don't already know, PipFarm has a monthly trading competition. It's a little bit different to how other firms are doing it, because we don't just go for the most profit on any given day or over the entire period. Our competitions that we do, we try to have a little bit of a flair. So we started off by doing a weekly competition, but this was way too short for people to really get into the swing of things. So then we switched to a monthly competition, but it doesn't run for the entire month. So the competition will last for 2 weeks, and in between each competition will be a 2-week break for new people to register and sign up. So the next competition will start on the 14th of June. And the goal for this one will be the same as the last one, which is to reach the most profit in a single trading day. So this is more of an aggressive style of trading for people to get it out of their system and not do it on their challenges or funded accounts, because we don't like to promote aggressive trading. We prefer consistency, but that doesn't mean that there isn't any fun in it. And for the entertainment value, at least with the competitions, we can channel all of that fun into the competitions rather than the actual challenges and funded accounts. So I can share some, because the competition ends tomorrow, and this means that we will announce winners. So the trader with the best trading day so far is EIRE, E-I-R-E. And this trader has 33.64% as their most profit in a single day, which is pretty insane. And don't forget that to win the competition, you need to also like not blow the account before the end of the period. So if this trader was trading so aggressively without any kind of skill, then they would have blown the account already. So you have to survive the entire contest period too. In second place is Sanjeev, who has 31.8%. And in third place, I recognize this trader, is Hariwan, who has already had many payouts from PipFarm. And they have 21.7% as their best trading day. So some pretty good days, I would say. And I just have a question from Raul. Do you plan to do monthly trading tournaments with rewards in PipFarm? Can you clarify this question? Because I just explained the competition that we do already. Does it mean with funded accounts or challenge accounts, or the separate contest that I just described?
Yeah. In the meantime, I can ask you a question that I think is interesting. Oh, Raul just answered.
So we have a leaderboard for funded traders, a monthly leaderboard, and we can be using this to track the most profitable traders at PipFarm. I would say that there shouldn't be a prize or an incentive to push people to overtrade. So I would actually not make a competition out of it. I think sharing the performance is good for people to see how well traders are doing with PipFarm, but I don't believe we should incentivize more trading beyond the actual rewards that we pay.
So I saw a question here, is there going to be any dashboard updates?
Yeah, we need to do that. So one of the questions that we had in Discord, we collected a bunch of questions before, is equity curve as well. So yeah, for sure, the PipFarm dashboard is missing some statistics. So the things that were actually asked already in the community were, will we have analytics about how much you've spent on challenges? And yeah, this will be added in the next few months. Also an equity curve, so balance an equity curve to see how close you are to breaching the different rules over a long period of time. We'll also be adding this. And then also a payment history of all the challenges you've bought. Actually, what I'm planning to build is not just like your payment history, but an entire timeline of your entire journey with PipFarm. So something that will take a bit of time is getting the older data, because when we first launched, there was less features than there are today, and quite a few of the operations were handled manually. Now almost everything is automated in the dashboard. So we just need to make sure that everything is accurately added from the period of time when we first launched. And then we can build this really cool timeline to show your entire lifetime journey of buying challenges, failing challenges, passing, getting payouts, getting rank promotions, getting different trades as well. So we can also highlight best trades, worst trades, things like that. So yeah, there will be much more coming to the dashboard. I would say that this will be the more interesting stuff that we add, because also everyone keeps asking about trading platforms. Will we have MetaTrader 5? Will we have TradeLocker? Will we have futures? What futures platforms are we going to have? So my short midterm vision for PipFarm is to actually focus on the direction that we started on having, which is focusing on rewarding your trading journey and not just being a, some traders actually treat prop firms more like a casino. So this is not what we're about. We're about rewarding long-term trading ambitions and also nurturing that journey as well with this experience program. So to help you gain experience and kind of point you in the direction of how you can improve yourself is where I want to go. So adding trading platforms, yes, will make us more accessible to more traders, but ultimately, I believe that the trading platform that PipFarm already has is an incredible one that will support any trader's needs. If you don't already use it, then of course there is a learning curve, but I think it's something that is worth figuring out. And actually, I'll ask a question to Joao, because when you first started working with PipFarm, had you ever used CTrader before?
No, I haven't.
And what did you think at the beginning, and what do you think now, like after 1 year?
Yeah, in the beginning was very, very difficult to adapt, to be honest, for someone that was used to MetaTrader. I don't use it anymore. But yeah, now is a very complete tool, and I really enjoy trading with CTrader. And I can say that with the people that I trade with, they all love CTrader. It took some time to adapt, a couple of weeks, but after you adapt, you don't want anything else because you have all the features that you need and more even. So pretty cool.
And how often do you trade with CTrader?
Every single day.
Okay.
So 5 days a week.
Do you want to say a few words about your live trading and what you're doing?
Yeah, so I had a Discord community since 2018, so a good amount of time, and we know each other on the internet since then. And I decided to open my Discord community to the public and start doing live streams on YouTube, because I used to do live streams on YouTube, but only in 2020 in the COVID. And then I started to do only on Discord. And right now we are doing on YouTube live streams 2 times per week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, New York session. And it's been pretty good because we are attracting traders that are not in communities and are learning by themselves. And right now we have a group of people that every day just joins and trades together and is chatting about prop firms, trades, psychology. So we are all learning with each other. That is pretty cool and is growing a lot right now. And one cool thing that I'm doing is that I have a funded account with PipFarm. I actually have two, but one of those I decided to give away all the money that I do on the payouts to viewers in the stream. I haven't got any payout, but I'm recovering from a month of losses. Okay, and I will give money away, and people are subscribing to get some money. So I think it's a cool thing to do. Once we get consistent with that, it's going to be a pretty good idea, I think. Well, I don't know. Logistically, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But it's going to be cool.
Okay, so let's see when you get your first payout.
Yeah, let's see. I'm waiting, but people on the stream are even more eager to do that.
Yeah. So it's been half an hour or 20 minutes. So we're halfway through the stream. So let's announce the giveaway winners. I have a little surprise.
Oh, let's see. Can we have a drum roll?
Is that possible? I didn't know that was possible. Okay, so the giveaway question was how many flights did PipFarm book in April for our tour around South America and the US? And the answer was 63 flights. And someone managed to guess exactly 63 flights. And their username is Mohammed Asanhaji 1334. So please make yourself known in the comments if you're watching live, and we will contact you by email to give you your $500 gift voucher.
Let's go.
Now, two runners up. We don't usually do this, but I decided this month let's have two runners up. So we have someone who guessed 61. The correct answer was 63, so 61. Deepraj 07. So please say hi in the comments, and we're going to email you your $250 gift voucher. And then the person who guessed 68 is Young M13. Congratulations. We'll email you say hi in the comments if you're watching live, and we will email you your $250 gift voucher. So congratulations, everybody.
Yeah. That number makes me anxious, man. I
63?
don't like... Yeah, man. Getting on an airplane 63 times...
Yeah, not me on my own, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, everyone. No, this is everyone, right?
Okay.
Because we brought guys from Panama City, Venezuela, Dominican Republic. We brought them to Bogota.
Okay.
And then from there, everybody went to Medellin. And then from there, a few guys went home, and then we went to Mexico City, then we went to Tampa, then we went to New York, then we went to San Juan. So a lot of flights.
Yeah.
And a lot of people. I actually shared a tweet about it, like when we were like planning to go there in the beginning, and like this schedule was huge. Like it was a lot of flights and a lot of hotel rooms. Maybe that's the next giveaway. How many nights in hotels were expensed on PipFarm? Yeah, so we've done the giveaway. Yeah, and I wanted to talk about something actually. Because market conditions on gold have been absolutely dreadful the past few weeks. And I believe that there's a misconception between the difference between slippage and gaps. So I'm going to start by explaining what slippage is. So slippage is caused by the execution from the order book, right? So it's the deviation of the price that you see at the top of the book, and then the actual average price you get when the order is filled against all of the prices. So you get big slippage when your price is hit. And then if it's a larger order and it gets swept from tier to tier in the order book, then that final average price and the difference between the top of the book price and the final average price based on your order size, that's slippage. It's how much your order slipped through the order book. But a gap is when the price just skips from one level to another level, and there is no price in between the gap. So it just goes from here to here with no prices in between, and then it just skips completely. This is a gap. And you can't execute orders inside of gaps because there's no liquidity. So that's a really important distinction to make, because gaps are just prices moving really fast and jumping aggressively in the whole market. So when all the liquidity is gone and then it comes back, it causes a gap because you go from one price to another. And there is no way to execute orders inside of a gap because there is no liquidity in the gap. So you can't trade what isn't there. This is, I think, quite a simple thing to understand, is if you want to sell something and no one wants to buy it from you, you can't sell it. So it's really important to understand the difference between slippage and gaps, because accusing a firm of slipping you when it's a gap, or being upset about slippage when it's not slippage, just makes everyone feel really sad. So I just wanted to explain the difference, because there is nothing that I or anyone can do about gaps, because that is just the price. And if you don't like the price, I'm not responsible for the price of gold. I have no influence over the London Metal Exchange or the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. Trust me, I don't know anyone there. So I'm not controlling the price of gold. And I would be really humbled if someone thought that I was. So this is just the market conditions that we have for gold at the moment. It's just really choppy, and you should be really cautious and conscious of it. So this is my public service announcement for that.
Yeah, no all-ins on the accounts, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, every single trader, experience slippage, and with a little bit of experience, you should be prepared to deal with that.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. When it happens, it sucks. But yeah, you should be prepared to experience that.
And the difference between gaps and slippage is gaps are way more aggressive. Like a gap can be $1, $2 on gold, like really, really aggressive. And you can't really do anything about it because it's just so unexpected. Because, some traders have like a $2, $3 target on gold, right? Because that can produce like a meaningful P&L on a trade. So it's very hard to actually navigate gaps, but it just is what happens with gold at the moment. Slippage, and also I could say a few words actually about how we handle such things at PipFarm and how support works. So whenever there is a case of slippage or gaps, if a trader is really unhappy with their breach, we go and we compare at least 5 different firms and 2 retail brokers just to see if there was anything we could have done differently. And if we find that there's another firm where the outcome would have been in the trader's favor, even if it's 1 out of 5 or 1 out of 10, we will side on the trader's favor and recover their account, recover their P&L based on the firm that was most in their favor. You can consider this policy a little bit like a price match on booking.com, for example. So if you can show us, we'll look, and we have 10 firms that we have accounts with. Not everyone has access to all the same accounts, but some people in the back office team have some accounts, some different firms, because they're also traders. So we go and we check. And if we find anything that would have put the outcome in the trader's favor, then we make that happen and we revive everything as it should have been with the most beneficial outcome for the trader. But if we can't find anything, we can't find anything. And then we can't do anything about what isn't there, basically. So this is something we call a breach report. So every time there's a breach that a trader is unhappy with, we go and we check all of that stuff, because we want to make sure that what we did was fair. We want to make our price providers accountable if they're giving us something that is not good. And we also want to make sure that we're fair to the community, because we don't want to be giving something that is not suitable, right? And then I can talk a little bit about the support side of things as well. So we do these breach reports, which are very time consuming. It takes like an hour to 2 hours to do one of these reports. But I think it's really important also for transparency, to be able to show and educate different traders that this is just how the market works. Sometimes there is slippage, sometimes there's slippage in some places and not in others. And if that's the case, we'll fix it. But gaps are something that happen everywhere. And if you go and check the price of gold right now, today, 2, 3, 4 different firms, you're going to see these $1, $2 gaps on the tick charts. So yeah, that's everything I wanted to say on that topic. Actually, no, I had one more thing. And we have this internal policy, and now I'm going to say it on a live stream so it becomes a little bit less internal. But if there is some kind of misunderstanding or like rule that was not clear, or even naivety, traders go to multiple firms. We have different rules. Sometimes stuff happens, and sometimes you make a mistake or you misunderstand something. So if we feel like there is a teachable moment in something that happened, and you accept and understand that there was a mistake on your side or something just didn't go according to plan, we do have a policy where one time and one time only, we will correct it somehow. This is not like an accountability thing from us. Like even if you made a mistake and it was an honest, genuine mistake, and you learn from it and you acknowledge something went wrong, but it won't happen again, then I'm trying to it's kind of vague, but I don't want to quantify it either. But we'll find a way to make it better and less painful is what I'm trying to say. So this is our internal policy, and it is discretionary because sometimes, some people are just not friendly and not nice and very, very accusatory about stuff. So then we may waive, so it's not an official policy, but we do empathize with traders, and we understand that the pain of losing accounts, the pain of losing challenges. So we are aware of that, and we do try to make it less bad. So yeah, this is kind of how everything works in our support system. Like, we empathize with traders, we hold ourselves accountable, and we are super transparent by looking at what would have happened somewhere else and show it all to you. And you can also go and check yourself. So transparency, empathy, and reliability. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, so I'm trying to select the better questions. So for instance, we have one here. Is there going to be any more quests for XP?
Yeah, there will be. Yes, there will be.
Okay. Simple answer.
Yeah. I don't have specifics right now.
Okay, no problem. Let's go to another one. In rank 6 should be daily payouts.
No.
Okay. Do you want to explain why no daily payouts?
Yeah, good question. So the work that goes on in processing payouts is quite intense. So every payout costs money, every payout takes time, and we are a trading company, not a bank or, so I don't want to invest all of this time and effort in being an ATM. I would rather focus my resources on being a trading company. And yeah, I know it is really nice to have instant access to your money, but for the purpose of having a smooth operation, because obviously there are many things that go into processing a payout, right? So we need to have the money in the right place at the right time because we have multiple payout options. We need to also make sure that the trading is compliant with our rules. And if we're focusing, the whole company is pay, then we will not be supporting other parts of the company properly either. So I know that other companies do this, but they are much, much larger companies, and they have, 400 employees where they can do this kind of stuff. For now, PipFarm, we're 25 full-time people working on this company, and it's not enough to be able to do that kind of, activity. And honestly, I don't think there are many firms that offer weekly payouts to every single trader without any add-ons or extra costs. So I think payouts every week is already an incredible advantage for this industry.
Yeah. And the week goes so fast, man.
Yeah.
The week goes so fast. And I understand that maybe some traders want daily payouts because they go crazy on their trades, and in the next day they lose the money that they made in the day before. But this is also good for creating discipline and to be more focused on your trading and improving yourself. Just sit on your hands. sometimes it is better.
Yeah, that's very true.
So more questions. I have one question here. So people like the promotions that give more capital.
That was a very popular promotion, yes.
Yeah. So are we going to have more promotions like that?
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So I can talk about promotions since this got brought up.
Yes.
Apparently, this is how my memory works. So guys, thank you so much for watching this live stream. There is a promo code. The code is Porto, Porto. This will give you 50% discount. You can use this coupon once. You can use it. It can be used up to 250 times. So be fast. Use it before another 250 people use it before you. And this will give you up to $250 discount on your purchase. So the coupon code is Porto, Porto. That's where we are right now. It's 50% up to $250. You can use it once. Don't use fake email addresses to use it more than once. It will not end well. And use it before 250 other people use it. It's limited to 250 uses for individual people. Don't register more than once. And then also promotions. We have two promotions that will be expiring tomorrow. One is a 10K account where we have 50% off and we add 50% of the capital. So one of those exciting promos. And the other one is our 100K consistency mode account for $249. So this is almost half price. And I have two questions from Raul.
Okay.
And about promotions for next month, they will be a surprise. We're going to announce them on the day. So for now, you at least know that you have this 50% Porto promo code. And then Raul was asking me to explain the consistency score and then also which account is better in my opinion. So the consistency score, this is a score based on your... So basically, your best trading day should not be over 50% of your entire profit. So if you make $1,000 on Monday, $1,000 on Tuesday, and $1,000 on Wednesday, your consistency score is going to be 33.33% because 3,000 divided, so 3,000 divided by 1,000 will be 3. So it's 30%, not 33.33. So this will be 30%. So this is how you calculate the consistency score. So it's the best trading day divided by the total profit, and this equals the score. And it's just about making sure that your daily profits are consistent. And then which account do I think is best in my opinion? It depends. It depends on your trading style and also your financial situation. So I believe the classic is the best because it's the most simple, right? You don't have to worry about trading days, and you don't have to worry about profitable trading days, and you don't have to worry about the consistency score. It's just very, very simple. The only condition you have to worry about is having 3% profit for your payout eligibility. But it's more expensive because it's higher risk. So this, I believe, is just better because it's more simple. It comes with a higher price and a higher barrier to get the payout, but simplicity is sometimes always better. Second to that, consistency account is the cheapest, most affordable. The reason why it's cheaper is because it's better for the company, because we want to have more consistent traders who are not just going for home runs every day, because we can't manage those as efficiently as someone who's going for small, continuous and consistent profits. And then the endurance one is something in between, which again just requires a slightly higher barrier to daily consistency, but it doesn't limit you from getting those home runs that many traders aim for. But it does require more consistent performance. So yeah, I can't give you one answer. I would say this week the most popular account is the instant account, but that's also unfair to make an assumption there because it's the new account, so everyone wants to try it. And if you haven't, I suggest that you do. So yeah, I think that that is the best way that I can answer that question.
Yeah, I think that is different for each trader.
Which do you prefer actually? Because you're a trader. I'm not a trader.
Yeah, obviously I prefer the classic, but when I don't want to pay the full price, I go for the endurance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is my choice. And I think that the majority of the people in my community, the traders that are trading with PipFarm, also go for the classic first. And when they don't want to pay the full price, they go for the endurance. So yeah,
Makes
I think
sense.
endurance.
So I have an interesting question here. How does PipFarm support funded traders during high volatility events? And do you offer additional risk management tools or guidance during such periods? So it's a good question. And this, I would say, is more of a, well, this is a very good question. And so far, we do not provide much support besides education and general education. We are not providing one-on-ones at the moment, but if we feel like that's something that the trading community would actually appreciate, then I would adopt this because obviously we care how traders trade and we want traders to be consistent. And there is this kind of gap. And actually, in a podcast we made in Mexico City, I shared, and I think I shared this on the last live stream as well. If I A-booked every single trader since launching this company, we would have lost $3 million. And that's the funded traders, the ones who passed the challenge. So we can't just A-book everybody. It doesn't work that way. The amount of time and effort that goes into cherry picking trades and all of the analytics that go into it, the thing is most traders keep their accounts for 11 days. Like last time I checked, it was 11 days. So you can't really build a coherent risk management strategy over such a short period of time. Most traders get one payout, if any. So it takes a long time to actually understand if you can A-book a trader. And right now in PipFarm, there are 3 traders who have any exposure to the market. Obviously, we don't copy their trades directly because we are not a broker that does that kind of stuff. So everything is discretionary and our risk team will decide who, what, when do we execute. And also we don't copy the trades one for one. We have different position sizes and we also have different entries and also different targets to exit. So we're not copying exactly. We're basically managing the risk based on the overall exposure. And it's, yeah, it's not easy to say in a few sentences, but we do have a program where we actively manage, but it's only really 3 traders, the 3 out of, right now we have 330 funded traders. So it's like 1%, less than 1% that get any, like even it's just like 1 in 10 trades that we would copy. Like it's really, really not a lot. And that's what we're dealing with when it comes to managing risk.
Do you think that the behavior of the trader from where you can see in the data, the behavior of the trader in the challenge phase changes when he goes to the funded stage?
Yes. In the challenge, traders trade way more aggressively.
Okay.
They want to pass as fast as possible, which is fair. But this creates a slight problem because it indicates that you're an aggressive trader. And then the firm will look at you more carefully if you pass in like 1 trade. So it is complicated if that's your approach because especially if you're brand new to the company, if a new trader to a new company comes and just passes in 1 trade or 2 trades, if it's 2-stage challenge, then you're going to look like a really, really aggressive trader. And you also only give the company 2 trades to analyze your performance.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah. So it's very hard because, to have a rule against that is, again, very complicated because you could have someone who's done 20 challenges and passes like that. And it's completely different to someone who's done 1. So these things are very, very subjective, I would say. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, traders trade differently in the challenge than the funded account.
And do you see any pattern between the traders that got multiple payouts versus the ones that lose the account in the funded stage without any payout?
Frequency. So the traders that make the most and most consistently, they trade very infrequently, which means that they're waiting for the right setup. They're waiting for the right moment. They're not compelled to trade every day. They're not compelled to trade every opportunity.
So they are patient.
Patience, yes.
And in terms of strategy, do they swing trade more, or they scalp?
Swing.
Swing.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is good information. So another question. Why do we do these in-person events, and what do we hope to accomplish?
Okay, good question. So, look, trading is a lonely business, I would say. And in recent years, every business has actually become a lonely business. So, for example, even me, I work from my apartment in the Czech Republic. I'm not interacting with any of my colleagues except for right now. Like we've met like 3 times in the past 1 year.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very tiring actually to spend 2 hours on Zoom, but we can spend 8 hours in person talking and not even be that tired. It energizes you rather than burns you. So this is the same for anything, right? If we do online webinars to do trainings, if we do any kind of online content like podcasts, it depends on how you're watching them, but they're kind of tiring and you don't get like a personal connection from them. But with what we're doing with these in-person events, okay, yes, it's a big investment. A lot of time goes into it, a lot of effort goes into it just to approach 100 traders. But I believe that knowing that we're approachable and that you can come and meet us in person, you can come and meet me, you can come and meet Joao and all of the other colleagues that we have here in Portugal, it shows that we're a real company that is here to support you. So I would rather, instead of having a fancy office in London, I would rather reinvest that money and put it into traveling and hosting these events like we do in South America, like we do here in Portugal, and we will do more soon. We'll do one in London soon. So yeah, it's about connecting with traders and creating content and being also interesting and approachable and connecting with you in a different way.
Yeah, I think it's great for traders to connect with each other.
As well, yeah.
Yeah, it's great for exchanging experiences, points of view, different things. So for instance, in the event in Lisbon was great because yeah, people were chatting about different points of view in the market, and we got to know each other, and then we enter in the same communities, and now we are trading all together. And that will happen again in Porto because we have already more people trying to go to this event. And I got to know a lot of different people here. I always thought that the Portuguese market was very small in terms of trading, and still is, but I got to know a lot of interesting people because of the events. So yeah, that is fun. That is fun as well.
Yeah, I think it creates a really important message and the type of environment that PipFarm is. It's about people, it's about connection, and it's not just about being greedy and making money. Even for myself, I'm not here to make as much money as do it as fast as possible either. I want to connect with people. I want to host these events. I want to welcome people. And I want to also set this tone that we're approachable. We're not just hiding in an office. And I believe community is the best strategy for building long-term connections with people. And I think I've explained this before. In an online digital business, loyalty amongst the community is very low. It's only when you start to see people and meet them face to face and in person do you build long-term connections with them. And I want this to be a long-term company, which is why I'm investing in that.
Yeah, we are in the right path, definitely, with the in-person events. I saw some trading communities do that back in the day. I know one community that is doing that today, and she's on the stream as well, is Katia. She does, I think, every single month an in-person event, and it's great. Her community is very tight, very friendly. They exchange experiences and help each other grow. And that is awesome. And in my own trading community, they are always asking for in-person events. And we actually got a couple of people that meet each other here in the north of the country and got to hang out and exchange experiences. And that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So more questions. People want to teach you some Portuguese words, man.
They can teach me on Saturday.
Okay, so do we have more questions from Raul? Okay, no.
Any questions in YouTube?
No.
So before we finish, we have a new podcast out, or we will have in 1 hour. I'm confused with the time zones. So we have a new podcast. I spoke about the trading competition. I spoke about the promo code. We have now a 2.5K instant account as well. So this was added. And the price for this is $100 before discounts. For sure, next month we will have a promotion about the instant account. And I think that we'll need to provide a promotion where we give more funding as well, because everyone really liked that. And I believe that summarizes everything that we have going on in the PipFarm community. So stay tuned for some updates over the coming days as we're in Porto, and we'll have our event in Porto. And maybe you can say a few words like what's going to happen on Saturday? What do we have arranged for people?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to Saturday. So Saturday is going to be a fun day. The event is going to be small, not very big, but is going to be very well located in the center of the city. We are going to have one comedian to open the event, and I think is going to do great. Then we are going to have Katia that is going to talk a little bit about strategy and how to deal with losses and everything. Then we are going to have Daniel to speak more about the quarterly theory, because that is the way he trades. And I think that is very interesting. I never took too much time to research on that. So it's going to be interesting. Then we have a coffee break. Then we have Sarah that was in Lisbon events talking about trading psychology. And she's going to dig more on the how to deal with losses part as well. And then we are going to have a Q&A. And in the Q&A, is going to be probably, I don't know, me or James, Katia, Sarah, Daniel, and also Leo. Leo is one of the best Portuguese traders I have ever seen. He has more than 500,000 in payouts across multiple firms, and he's going to be in the event also talking more in the Q&A. He's not going to be a speaker, but he's going to be there to answer some questions. And after that, we are going to have some drinks in the rooftop. So it's going to be a pretty cool event.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And thank you for arranging the event. The last one that I arranged, the one in South America, was insane. I booked 63 flights. So I know how I understood how hard it is to organize an event like this. And you did an amazing job in Lisbon, and I know you'll do an amazing job here in Porto.
Yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So
I like it.
You can do it again. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Yeah, thank you, everybody, for watching. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being part of the PipFarm community. We have big plans to travel to many cities this year and actually over the next 10 years. So yeah, stay tuned for the growth that I have planned and the incredible people that will be joining PipFarm. So also thank you to Joao for hosting me here in Porto. We're going to have big steaks now.
Yes,
At our
let's go.
favorite steak restaurant. So yeah, thank you again for watching. And, During the month, you can find me on Discord. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram. I started using Instagram now. I got my account back, which was very, very annoying because as soon as we arrived in Tampa, someone accused me of impersonating myself. And actually, a lot of people have been doing this to prop CEOs. Yeah. So anyway,
No.
it's a thing. Yeah. So they make doesn't matter. I can talk about it another time. Thank you for watching, and gonna see you soon. Okay. And don't forget, promo code Porto, 50% off. Use it before someone else does.
Yeah, and like and subscribe, man.
Thank you. Yeah, like and subscribe because I think hundreds tuned in and out, and we need to grow the channel. You know, we're posting podcasts every week, good ones, traveling the world. The ones we're releasing today is the one with Thunder Pro, filmed in Mexico City, so you have to watch it. We talk a lot about prop business. We talk shop, which, by the way, the reason why we have guests like that, you could think, oh, you're promoting competitors. Why are you doing that? Well, it's really important for me to have communication with my competitors because this is how you stay updated on stuff that's happening in the industry. And it's also really good for you guys to see behind the veil. I think I said that before, but like, you know, most podcasts, they just talk to traders who share how they made money. But it's also really important for you guys to know how this business works, how other companies are doing it as well, because I feel like I don't want you to be tricked into using PipFarm because someone else said it was good. I want you to understand what the company is about, how we manage things, and also how can you understand if you have nothing to compare it with. So by me talking to my competitors and them being able to explain how they run their business, you can also see the differences and also the like important parts that are not easy to see in some ads, you know? So yeah, this is also the purpose of the type of guests that we bring onto the podcast. So yeah, that was a long outro. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.